Hey YouTube, I'm going to bring you out today. I got to get my garden going. I made my rows. I plant in beds instead of just single rows. They're roughly two and a half feet wide. I'm going to try something new this year. I'm going to try covering them so I don't have a whole lot of weeding to do. I hate weeding. That's the biggest thing I hate in the garden. I think most people are the same as me. I don't know who out there would love weeding, but if you do, I wish you lived next door to me. Anyway, I'm going to show you here. I got the beds done. I'm going to cover them with the landscape fabric, and I'm going to try that for this year. So I'll get at that and show you how that went. You see now what I'm doing here is I just got a little trench dug along the side of each row. Just taking and tucking the landscape fabric down in the trench and covering over the edge so the wind doesn't catch it. It's a little breezy here today, but I'm not seeming to have too big a problem. As long as your fabric is going against the wind, or with the wind I guess, it won't blow away on you, it seems. But there's a little look on how I'm burying it. So my center of my bed will be all fabric. Anyway, once I get a little bit more work done, I'll bring you back. There we go. First row's done, or the middle row's done. It takes a little bit of time, but a lot less time than you got to weed. It took me about, I don't know, 15 minutes to do that row cover. That's a lot of weeding that I don't have to do. That's the row. That fabric's 3 feet wide, and I got about 6 inches of it buried. About 5, so I got about 2 foot bed there now that I'm going to plant in. Wherever I'm going to plant something, I'll just cut a hole wherever I'm going to plant something. Or if I'm going to do lettuce or Swiss chard or carrots, I'll just cut a strip. I'll cut a strip the whole way along, and then I'll plant inside that, and I'll do the same with the earth as I did on the edges. I'll round it over so the wind can't get underneath that fabric and lift it. Anyway, there's one row done. There, I got 2 rows done. And I got thinking about it. I'm going to leave this row uncovered. To do my carrots, I'm going to do carrots, lettuce, and peas. And if I have room, I might put a little Swiss chard in there. I'll have Swiss chard all through my garden. I'll have a couple spots there with Swiss chard. I'll plant some a little bit later. But instead of cutting that fabric all to pieces, growing my lettuce and carrots and peas and stuff, I figure I'll just leave it uncovered, because it's going to be cut all up and it's going to end up blowing away on me or something. Anyway, I got my carrots started. I got 10 foot, 3 rows in this bed. And for any of us starting out gardening, go with the coated carrot seeds. See if I can pick one up. There it is. They coat them in a white clay. Carrot seeds are so small to seed them. The first year I gardened, I seeded them just with the small seeds, and they get way too thick because you can't tell where you put a seed and where you didn't. You can get a bag of 1,000 carrot seeds for, I think it's $5 or $6, the coated ones. So that's a little tip for you. Go with the coated seeds on your carrots for sure. Like I said, anything with a small seed, try and buy the coated stuff. There, I got my lettuce planted. I got 2 different types of lettuce in here. That's about another 8-9 feet of lettuce. I got half is black seed lettuce, which is just a loose leaf lettuce, And the other half is Paris, I believe they call it. Paris Island, yeah. It's a romaine lettuce. And any of you that haven't watched my videos before might be asking, or my garden videos, might be asking why I have a cage over top of my lettuce. This is where I'm going to plant my cucumbers. I'm going to take and plant my cucumbers just inside. The row of lettuce is here. The leaf lettuce, I just scatter it and cover it. It'll grow everywhere. But I just plant the cucumber plants. I don't plant them from seed, I plant them from plants. And I'll plant that in there, and I'll train them to grow up the cage. So that's just a piece of remesh for putting in concrete, for making floors and stuff like that. I forget where I learned this trick. It was off YouTube somewhere. That's what I was saying about my giving back there. I learned quite a bit off YouTube about gardening. The cucumbers will grow up through. You just train them as they grow. Tuck and weave, tuck and weave. And your cucumbers will hang nice and straight. You'll have nice, clean, straight cucumbers instead of being yellow spot where they laid on the ground. And the cucumber plants will shade your lettuce, which will keep your lettuce from going bitter longer. So they won't bolt as fast. Lettuce doesn't like to be in the full sunlight. So the more shade you can put on them, the better. Not more shade, they need some sunlight, but if you can give them a nice shade, you'll keep your lettuce a lot longer than if you just have it straight in the sun. Alright, I got a lot more to do yet. That's just 2/3 of one row, so I still got a good hour or two's work left of planting yet. Anyway, this video is getting a little longer. I'll show you off. Starting not to care for the fabric with my Swiss chard and beets. I got another little patch of beets I want to put in. Anything you're going to do in long rows like this, I don't think the fabric's going to work. There's my there's my mistake. You got to cut so much of it, and like a bed like this size with my Swiss chard, normally I get 3 rows of Swiss chard and 3 rows of beets, but now I'm only getting 2. So I half thought about tearing it back up, but I wanted to give it a try for this year. There's no harm in trying, right? Maybe I'll get more Swiss chard out of it than 3 rows. Maybe I'll get more out of the 2 rows than the 3, but I can't see it happening. But anyway, another little tip. Alright, I'm going to wrap her up here. I got my cherry tomatoes in. I grow them under, I don't know what you call them, they're kind of like a teepee there. And as they grow, I'll put baler twine around them to hold them in place and let them grow up to the top. I got a little spot left for beets here. I got my beans in. Rest of my tomatoes is going to go there. Zucchini and whatever's left over will be more Swiss chard. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good day.